Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are listening from. You know what I gotta say? Did you miss me? Did you miss me? I hope you guys did because I missed you too. Let's start off to the left and to the right. This Saturday, between the hours of 7:30 a.m. to 12 p.m., we will be in Memphis. Please still keep us in y'all prayers. Y'all know what happened, what's going on. I'm not going to give that airtime. I'm going to leave for the journalists to do that. But this is something positive. This Saturday at from 7:30 p.m. if you are in the Memphis area to 12 p.m. is the 5K sickle cell walk. I will definitely be there. And if you want to register, I think the registration is still open. Please go to sicklecelltennessee.org and look for the Mark Walden Memorial 5K. If you cannot be there, please give a donation. I'm participating. This is my second year participating in the sickle cell walk, and for my friend Tabitha, who has been battling it for years, and she's strong and she's fierce. And I want to say to Tabitha, I love you. You know I got your back, best, and let's run on, see what the end gonna be. We gonna be 60 and fly. Okay. So today's topic, let's set off to the left and right. Got my reading glasses on. Should I get married? Should I get married? Let me go ahead and do a disclaimer. This is not me talking bad about the institution of marriage. I think marriage is a beautiful thing. I am just helping people to know that it is okay to be single. And if you are happily married, that's great. You can definitely be an example to a lot of people, but I am letting the people know what to do before getting into a marriage. So let's set off to the left and the right. So according to USA Today, the marriage rate in 1949 was 78.8%. That's when your grandmama. All right. Since 2010, the marriage rate has dropped to 49.7%. That is 30% less. And the thing is, right now, even with our generation and definitely centennials, we don't want to rush into marriage that much because we've seen our friends and family go through it and then they end up in a terrible divorce. And like me, I've been through all sides of it. I've been single, I've been engaged, I've been married, and now I'm divorced. So who better to tell you why should I get married than me? And like I said, these are only my opinions and my opinions only. And feel free to share your opinions because, sometimes I can get wrong. So, here are some of the reasons why people get married. Religious beliefs. Me being a Baptist girl, growing up in the church, a church girl, I definitely understand and know that sometimes, and I do mean sometimes, that it is forced upon us to get married. Getting married, then shacking up. And we get into these marriages under the ordinance of God, which is not a bad thing. But if that is the only solid reason, then that's a problem. Especially, if you don't know that person. And a lot of people nowadays are walking around wolves in sheep clothing. And like I said, it's been embedded that, okay, you have to get married, your husband's supposed to honor God first and then submit to the bride and all this other stuff. And this is with Christianity. I don't know what other beliefs that people have, and I totally respect it, but I'm speaking on the side of Christianity. And That's what we were taught and believe. But as you know, when it comes to the Bible, there is many different versions, and some of those versions are written by man. King James, that's another whole nother story. But some of us do get married for religious beliefs, and sometimes when it's something like that, and if it's not a sturdy foundation, then it'll definitely fall apart. Another reason why we get married, family values. I don't know about y'all, but have you ever been to a cookout or dinner where somebody like, well, if you're single, when you gonna get married? When you gonna get married? How long y'all gonna? I don't have to get married because you tell me to. And family can be very influential in our lives, but sometimes family is wrong. How can you sit up there and tell me what I should do to get married and you're doing what? Being divorced, having a whole bunch of kids. So I don't want you to be phased by your or pressured by your family to force you into a marriage. And here's the thing about it. Some people, they feel like in your family, like, okay, you've been around this dude for umpteenth amount of years and y'all supposed to get married. You don't need to get married just because the family say so. And in the words of Terry from Soul Food, yeah, the family in, the family out, you know, the family, my husband. Perfect example. So people get married for family values, and that's not good all the time. Because your family, you know, yeah, they have some sort of type of opinion. They know you, but they don't know how much you have grown and how much things that you have came through eternally and externally. And another reason why people get married, and this goes back to religious beliefs, shacking up and getting pregnant. Shacking up, for those who don't know what it is, shacking up is two unmarried people living together. And they say that is a sin. Here's the thing, and most of y'all probably would disagree with me. I think you living or y'all cohabitating together is a good idea because you get to know this person in their environment. You get to know him, you get to know her, or whatever your gender is, and gender is. You get to know that person head on. And what better way to get to know that person than be in the same living space together? And like I said, some of y'all can disagree with me, and that's cool. But what happens if y'all never live with each other? Y'all get together, y'all get engaged, y'all get married, and then you find out this person is nasty, you're clean, you have OCD, this person goes with the flow, and then that could mess with your whole, you know, relationship. So I'm going to give you a remedy later on how to do that. But I think personally that that's the best way to know a person is when you be around each other versus the whole facade thing. Getting pregnancy, that's another reason. Everybody will say, oh, since you're pregnant, you need to go ahead and marry so the child can have a 2-parent home and everything. Not the case this generation, this century. Maybe back then, yes, but not now. Because why would I sit up there and get pregnant or be pregnant by someone that is a damn fool? What is that going to be a remedy for our child or children to have two dysfunctional parents just to appease everybody to be married? Now, it's a lot of baby mamas and baby daddies, and that's cool because what happens is that maybe each other is like, we can't be together. Yeah, we cohabitated, but you need to stay over there and I need to stay over here. Personal example, when me and my ex-husband got married and I was pregnant, we both said to each other, if we didn't love each other, we wouldn't be together. And that's the cold hearted truth. If we really didn't love each other, we would not be together at all. So sometimes, life changes of having a child can can put a little pin in the back of our mind like, well, maybe I should get married. No. If you feel like it's not working out, and trust me, a baby coming along ain't gonna make it magically better if y'all not getting along in the first place. So those are old school traditional values is shacking up, being married. And here's my theory. I think marriage is a business merger. Let me break down a quick business lesson. As you see my degree back there, MBA. A merger is when two businesses are struggling and they feel like, or one business is struggling and they feel like, okay, if we come together, we can get more of the marketplace. And the marriage license is nothing but a contract. Think about it, a business merger. You're marrying this person and y'all are merging each other's lives together and saying, if something happens, I'm responsible for this person. If I pass away, I'm responsible for that person. It's a merger. But here's the thing about most mergers in the business world. Some of those mergers fall through. They're always not good mergers. Some mergers happen because this business was struggling. So this business came on, for example, Family Dollar merging at one point in time, merging with Dollar General, and you see where both of them is at right now. So I really think marriage is a business merger. You're merging your life with this person's life and coming together. And sometimes things don't work out. That's life. It's okay if things don't work out. It's okay. Pack up, move on. And I know it's easier said than done because I've been in that situation before. But that's my opinion as far as being in a business merger. And one thing that struck a chord with me, when you think of the vows, for better or for worse, in sickness and health, rich or for poor, to death do us part. Everybody's getting married soon. When y'all say those vows, y'all gonna live through each and every line. Every line, just like in a contract. When you see the little small print, you gonna live through all of that. You can't say that, to appease your pastor and family. No, you gonna live through all that. Trust me. And this is what stuck out with me. It said, to death do us part. What does that mean? Some people take it in context of, well, if my partner dies, then I'm free to move on. Here's my theory. It don't have to deal with a physical death. I think I take it as when they say death do us part, that is a death of a relationship, marriage. Somebody cheated. Somebody got loose with with finances. Somebody, lashed out and, attack a person. Why would you stay in that if those things are happening? That's a death. That's killing your pride. That's killing your self-esteem. So when they say death do us part, I think on an alternate way, it is the death of a relationship. It's the death of a marriage. So if you feel like this marriage is taking something out of you, then It's time to go. And if you are in a marriage, I know a good divorce attorney, hit me up on my inbox. So let's start. Look deep before you leap. Couple of reasons, like I said in the beginning, why people get married. Let's start off the age time clock. This is for my 30 all the way up to 30 plus. We feel like when we get a certain age is that we need to get married. I got married when I was 21. And we feel like, okay, I'm in my 30s, I'm in my 40s. I need to get married. I really need to get married soon. Why? Why? Is it because, that it's been pressured upon you, or you're seeing your friends on social media that is acting all happy and giddy and, sharing, babe, this, babe, that, happy birthday, my love. And you probably behind the scenes before they even take the picture, they was fighting like cats and dogs, a facade. So as our generation and up, they feel like at 30 or 40 or 50, I got to get married. That's not, you don't have to be pressured into that with the age time clock. And we talked about financial stability, but let's go deep. Another reason why people get married is financial stability. Meaning that, okay, well, this person is making X amount of dollars and, I'm making X amount of dollars. Let's come together as a merger, and make this thing right. I think we're two business-minded people. We can make it right. But as you've seen in the recent times, that a lot of people are getting laid off that's been on their job for almost 20 to 30 years. It's no job stability in the market right now. So let's just say you have a partner, you making about 6 figures, and your partner loses his job or her job. Then what? Let's go back for rich or for poor. For rich or for poor. Are you going to be like, you ain't worth the damn. You ain't doing this. You ain't doing that. But what if that partner has the drive to go forth and, hustle and make a way? Are you judging it by how much they make from their hustle? And there's some people out there that does judge, by what they hustle. At one point in time, my ex said when I had my own business, that it's my little business and my little podcast. But you see, look at me now. But if you are marrying somebody for financial stability, then it's the wrong thing. I promise you, it is the wrong thing, because you don't know if you gonna lose your job, that person gonna lose their job, and both of y'all broke. Then what? The shallow dating pool, a lot of people get married. Ladies and gentlemen and other genders, I know the dating pool is shallow. I know this for a fact. It's a shallow dating pool. It's not a lot of good men out there. It's not a lot of good women out there. But if you can find one, trust me, probably one of them is already cuffed up. And that's just my opinion. I know the dating pool is shallow. It's not a high caliber of people out there. There are some, but it's hard to find them. So what happens with this shallow dating pool is you just settle for anybody. Okay, this person makes me feel great. This person buying me things. I guess it's good to go ahead and get married. Just wait. One thing I know personally, if you got your stuff together, that guy is going to come for you, or that girl is going to come for you. And they going to bring something to the table like, look, it's just me and you. If you working on a dream, God damn it, I'm going to support you. I'm going to have your back. I don't care if you got $2,000 in the bank or $2 in your pocket. I feel like when people marry because of the shallow dating pool, it's like a quick fix. Like when you get a flat tire, a nail in your tire and you just patch it up and the tire goes on like nobody's business, but eventually you're going to have to replace that tire. That's why I feel like when people decide to get married because of the shallow dating pool. And it's cool. Like I said, if you're single out there, it's fine. Do you. Continue, do you. It's not a stigma about it. Do you. Because trust me, when the right person come along, they gonna come along. And they gonna bring something to the table. Until then, do your thing. The illusion of a perfect mate. Eee. All right, here we go. The illusion of a perfect mate. A lot of us do have standards. I have them. Everybody else has them. We do have a standard of what we're looking for. Whether he's tall, he's dark, he's slimmer, he's muscular built, he's light skinned, he's 6'3", he looks like Drake or Michael Jackson. For those who know me, y'all know what I'm talking about. But we have this illusion of what our mate should look like or should they bring to the table. Here's the thing, funny thing about God, and one thing I've noticed and I've learned in these past 40 years, and I remember the old people saying, if you want to make God laugh, tell him your plans. If you say, hey, I want this man to be 6'3", dark, chocolate, carrying a bag, or I want a woman that, got a Coke bottle shape and, she fly and, she bringing in a little something. Let's just say you get that person and they giving you heartache and pain and everything else. While on the other end, you have a person that's waiting in the wings that don't fit your criteria, that don't fit everything, but would treat you better than your mama. But you're so fixated, people are fixated on, this is what I want. This is what I want in life. This is me. And ignore people that don't have everything together, but they have the drive. They have the ambition and they will love you unconditionally. But if you chasing after that perfect mate, let me tell you, you ain't gonna find her. You ain't gonna find her. You're not gonna find her. It's more than the look in people's heart. I know I'm checking my watch a lot because I don't want to go over. You gotta look in people's heart. Not the outer appearance, the inner appearance. Because one thing I've noticed in this life, people can be fine as hell. And they insides, they very narcissistic, they're messed up. So get out of your head, there is a perfect mate. They ain't out there. They ain't out there. They're not out there. But I'm not telling you settle for anybody. But I want you to look beyond the physical, beyond that. And be like, you know what? I can work with that. So I got my notes here. So the illusion of a perfect mate. So let's go ahead and get into the other stuff. One thing I said, we're going to erase the stigma of being single. Ladies, gentlemen, in all genders, it's okay to be single. It's not a bad thing. Think of it as you building yourself up. Don't let the world make you feel bad that you're single. It's not a bad thing. I've been single before. It's not a bad thing, y'all. And we got to stop doing that. Oh, she's single or he's single. Oh, that means they desperate. Oh, that means they thirsty. It's cool. I'd rather be single and happy than to be married and miserable. Let me repeat that for the people in the back of the church. I'd rather be single and happy than married and miserable. Because time is the only currency. As Dion Cole say, time is currency. Money, I'm going to make that, but if you mess with my time, it's a problem. So don't waste your time. Single people, it's okay. It's okay. You haven't found the right person yet. Trust me. That person may come and here's where I'm finna step on some toes. Here's where I'm finna step on some toes, y'all. Not everybody is meant to be married. Not everybody is meant to be married. Because maybe, just maybe, you're meant to be single. And not in a bad way. And I don't want y'all to take it as, she's saying I'm meant to be single. I'm not saying that in a bad way. I'm saying single people, y'all are special. Y'all are special in a good way. It's okay. Some people are out there that's not built for marriage. And the ones that say, hey, marriage ain't for me. That's a person that evaluate themselves like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. I don't want to be tied down. I don't want to be married. That's okay too. But single people, I'm tired of single people being held and nailed to the cross because they're single and they get judged by that. No, it's okay. Just like a business, you have LLC and you have S-Prop, which is sole proprietorship. And sometimes being a sole proprietor is good because you're just responsible for you. You ain't got to worry about everybody else. So single people, it's okay to be single. And also, not everybody is meant to be married. Take that with you. Now, single people, I know y'all deal with this. I covered this earlier. Family telling you, why you ain't married? Why you ain't married? Y'all been together for so long. Y'all been staying so long. Why don't you get married? Let me give you a remedy. Since we coming up on holiday season, I'm going to tell you what to tell them. And do the Randy Watson. Here's what you need to tell them. I'm living my life and you live yours. Mic drop. And if they're older, with all due respect, I'm living my life, you live yours. Simple statement. That shuts down everything. That's saying, look, I'm living my life according to my standards. You need to get out of my business in a nice way. That's how you shut everything down. And if they still want to talk, walk away. Be like, you know what? I'm not having this conversation with you. Bounce. Because they're going to come to realize, and there's some that still don't get it, they're going to come to realize that, oh, wow, I guess I need to stay out of her business. So write that down. Coming up this holiday season, I'm living my life and you live your life and you live yours. And if it's somebody older, with all due respect, but if they come in disrespectful, then take the all due respect out. And that leads me to, as being single, keep judgmental friends and family out your business. Only tell them a little piece of what's going on in your life. If you met someone, beautiful, and if you single and loving it and having fun, you need to have a close circle that you feel like, okay, I can express that, or certain family members that you can express that to. Don't tell them all your business. Just tell them, little breadcrumbs and everything. Don't just tell them all your business. Just keep them out. And like I said, you need to focus on you. The right person will find you. Let me say that again for the back of the church. Focus on you, single people. The right person is going to find you. They going to find you. They going to look high and low for you, and you going to know it within your heart. But until then, you focus on getting yourself together, whether it's a business, podcast, or starting a new line or being, setting up, you know, savings and IRAs and CDs and, getting your body all right, nice and tight. You never know. You never know. You might find that person that sees you, but that don't means that you need to say, "Oh, this is my ring size." Nah, 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 nah. Just take the time to focus on you. Damn what everybody else think. Damn what you see on social media. Just focus on you. Because I promise you, if it's in God's will or whomever you believe in, that person is going to find you. They going to find you. You ain't even got to look. They going to find you. But make sure you check your spirit, child. And also do not decrease your values to fill a void. Do not settle. Do not shrink yourself to make another person happy, because what happens if that person finds somebody else? Then what? You're left with pieces of yourself. So set standards for yourself, but do not decrease your value to fill a void. Meaning that don't be like, okay, I'm hitting 40. I need to get married. And also, if you feel like at that time, when y'all talking or when y'all engage and y'all fighting and, having disagreements over money, over relationships, over family, over kids, what the hell do you think gonna happen when y'all jump the broom? Y'all gonna magically be like, oh, we're together, yay, and all the problems melt away. They're gonna be magnified. They're gonna be personified, magnified. Overness personified. That's my drag queen coming out. What makes you think that? So don't risk your values to fill a void. Now, if you out and about, doing your thing, having fun, and that's all you doing is having fun, go right ahead. But don't decrease your values to fill a void. And we finna wrap it up in a minute. So I told you about a remedy for as far as shacking up. Here's a remedy. If you really want to know who that person is, first of all, ask them if it's okay. Try to spend 1 week, 1 full week at that person's home. If you can. If you want to do it shorter, over the weekend, 3 or 4 days, at least once a month, twice a month, because you need to get a feel, because people can't fake in their natural habitat. They cannot fake it. You're going to see if they snore, is they dirty, or, they phone ringing at certain times of the night, or how they actually live. Not saying you moving in, because, spending overnight is just overnight. People can be all cap when you're spending overnight. But actually be with them for a week. I know it's a little crazy, but if you're serious about going forth in a successful relationship, just take the time to spend a couple of days when, baby, we ain't got to go out. Let's kick it here. And if they like, I don't want you to kick it here. I don't want you to kick it here. And this makes me feel uncomfortable, then respect it. Or I can't, have a woman or a man in my place of residence because we're not married. Okay. But you got to figure out a way to spend time with them. Because if you don't, and you get into a relationship that emerge into a marriage, then you're actually living in the same household and you realize this person is really not for me. They put up a facade. All right. And also one thing, study family patterns. You remember when you was younger and your folks would ask you when you have a friend and they be like, so who they folks? What's their last name? And sometimes they be like, oh yeah, I know him. I know they parents. And then, there are sometimes they like, they folks crazy. Who your folks is? So study family patterns if you are in a relationship. Study if, there has been some cheating or some substance abuse or some domestic abuse. And how you do that, when you go over to a family cookout or a dinner, just sit back in the corner and listen to family conversations and what they talk about and how they move. Because one thing my mom used to tell me all the time when I was married, the apple don't fall too far from the tree. And I'll be damned. That apple was on the stem of the damn tree because I ignored the signs and I thought this person was different. I thought this person would never do what his dad did. Not be damned. Joke's on me. Fooled me one time, shame on you. In the words of George Bush, fool me, can't get fooled again. So study family patterns because eventually they're going to move at some point, the way they family move. And also choose the inner the inner self of somebody versus their public persona. We all have a persona that we present to everybody, whether you know it or not. Even though a lot of people have seen me, they know I'm an extrovert, but sometimes I'm an introvert at heart. I'm an introvert. I only kick it with the people that I kick it with, and I only go certain places. So look at the person inside. And there was a prayer I used to pray all the time where I was dating someone and I would say, Lord, show me the real him. And you can reverse it. Show me the real her. And I promise you, God Almighty, they gonna show you. He gonna show you. And what he shows you, that's up to you whether you can deal with it or you like to hell with it. I'm done. And people can put up a fake persona for years to get what they want. And when they got you or they catch you, then they could be like, all right, cool, I got you. I could take off my mask. Mask on, fuck it, mask off. I can take off my mask at that point. So you really need to evaluate how that person move. Even when y'all talking. And here's another thing I can suggest. When y'all go out on a date, put the phones down. I know it's hard. I know you want to take pictures. I do, and I'm guilty of that as well. I know you want to update your status. That's fine too. Put the phones down and have a conversation. Have a conversation. Y'all can talk about what's your favorite shows, or don't go into okay, do you want to be married one day? Or do you want to have kids? No, talk about, hey, so just something, just an icebreaker. And listen, not hear. Listen, don't hear. And here's the thing, and I'm guilty of that too, and I'm working on that. Sometimes we listen to respond, not actual listening to the person. When people tell you, hey, this is what's going on, we listen to respond. So when you out on a date or y'all, kicking it or whatever, in fact, have a day where, y'all spend time with each other. Whether it's at the park or somewhere or, each other's house, and just have a day where, okay, let's talk about some things. Don't come in, oh, we need to talk about something. Then of course they already alarmed, like, what do I do? What's going on? And look, we need to talk about some things real, let's talk. And use that icebreaker to go into deeper conversations and watch how they react. Watch their body language, watch changes in their voice, watch their eyes, watch okay, I struck a nerve here. This is okay, red flag. So put the phones down when you go out on a date and just talk. I know it's hard. I'm working on it too. And when I say about talk, evaluate their goals in their lives. Do they have a goal? It was one guy that I used to date a long, long time ago. And I asked him, what you plan on doing? Like, what are you trying to do? And he told me, oh, I plan on working. And at first he told me he wanted to go into aviation. I'm like, okay, you got to go. That's what's up. And then when I saw that he was not working towards that goal, I chucked up the deuces. I'm like, especially if you're trying to do something important in your life, you need to evaluate their goals. What are they putting forth? Are they trying to, get a business started? Are they trying to do something instead of, sitting on their ass all day and, you know, making money to spend money, how they are with their finances? Yeah, evaluate their goals. And also look at the company they keep. Oh, please look at the company they keep, because that's going to tell you all about a person. And that is so true. So be very aware the company that they keep, single people. And I'm going to share the 3 C's that I came up with. And this is for single or married people. And I'm going to wrap this up. The 3 C's. Number 1, communication. That's the basis in any relationship. You have to learn how to communicate. Not yell, not scream, not shout. Communicate and evaluate how you communicate. Check yourself before you communicate. You can't come in like, well, this is what I have a problem with. This is what I have a problem with. Nah, you're like, hey, look, I want to discuss something with you. I'm having trouble or I'm having problems with this. Is it okay for us to sit down and talk about it? You see that approach? Light approach. Because people think communicating is just yelling at folks. And it's not. It's not yelling at folks. Number 2, compromise. It's going to happen. You got to compromise. It can't be a one-sided relationship. In the words of Teddy, it can't be 60-40, not 70-30. I'm talking about a 50-50 love. That comes with compromise. Sometimes I'm not saying lower your integrity. I'm saying meet me halfway. And let's get together and do life together. You got to compromise. Not compromise your integrity or your values. If you really love this person, to compromise. Y'all have to come to an agreement. In the words of Reverend Now, love is walking together. Walking together. Staying together. Making money. Yeah, I ain't good. But you have to compromise. You have to. If you don't compromise, then it is what it is. They're going to find somebody else who's going to compromise. Trust me. And finally, got to have compassion. You got to have compassion. Compassion makes the world go round. If you are very harsh when this person comes to you, whether it's little or big, sit down, listen, communicate effectively, compromise, and have compassion. A little bit of compassion takes you a long way. There are times where I'm in a relationship right now where there are times where my man, he just want to come in, lay on my lap and talk. And I show him compassion. I'm like, all right, cool. Look, I'm here for you. If you need to talk, and that's another thing that you need to do. You need to create a safe, both parties need to create a safe space to speak their feelings without getting the other person offended. Because for me personally, if I can't come to you and really talk to you, then I'm going to shut down. But I'm going to find somebody else to talk to that will listen. So show compassion. Compassion. I promise you it'll take you a long way. Now let's review the 3 C's. Communication. Got to communicate effectively. Open communication. Shut communication down. Game over. Compromise. That means meeting that person halfway. Not saying this is my way, this is what I want to do, this is what it is. You know, it's my life. Don't you forget. It's my way or the highway. Nah, you got to meet that person halfway. Like, okay, how can we get here? How can we meet in the middle? And if there's no meeting in the middle, go ahead and bounce. Go ahead and bounce. And lastly, compassion. Have compassion for this person. I promise you it'll take a long way. Now, if this person is not worth these 3 C's, then it's all good. Hey, save for the next person worth the 3 C's. That's my time, y'all. Thank y'all for listening. I do, and also shout out to YouTube. I done hit 1.5K views with my last reel, and also some of the stories clips I put up. If you have not followed or subscribed, go to Unapologetically T Podcast on YouTube. You can find it on Spotify, on Audible, and also Apple. And also, if you are on Facebook or the Facebook, you can find my fan page at Unapologetically T Podcast. That is Unapologetically TTEE Podcast. I love you guys. And as I always say, you have the right to tell your story. Don't give anyone the right to tell it for you. Peace and blessings.